Good morning from Jonesboro, Arkansas, August 7th, 2025, 7:43 a.m. We did it. We passed 10,000 kilowatt hours from home once we went pretty much 100% EV family. Once we got just started driving exclusively electric cars. I've been driving an electric car or a plug-in car, sometimes plug-in hybrid for 7 years. But 10,000. This dates back to 2023, June of that year. Partial year. Niro, Kia Niro, 6.4 months. The Boat, 1.4 months. And this whole year is with the Niro and the Boat. This year, the Niro, the Boat, and the Tesla. We traded the Niro for the Tesla. But let's look at our savings. And I want to show you how I think our solar panels, if we didn't have 2 electric cars, if we drove gas cars, then we wouldn't be paying any electric bill. But this 11,000 kilowatt hours, it takes a lot of panels, to cover that and your regular home electrical use. We don't have enough. So anyway, 40,243 miles, 3.7 miles per kilowatt hour, 10,995 kilowatt hours burned total. This amount from home, 458 were free. You can read. An average of 8.1 cents a kilowatt hour. That includes taxes, fees, everything. I know that's a lot less than the national average. Home charging, $794. Public charging, $262. Public charging can get outrageous. It doesn't have to, but it can, depending on a lot of situations like where you are, what you drive, where you have to charge at, whether you're in a charging desert and the owner of the charger wants to gouge you. Just everything. Total charging, $1,056, 2.6 cents a mile. Look how much we saved. And we're going to get to the solar panels in a minute. Look how much we've saved driving these particular vehicles. 4x4 truck, Ford F-150, 19.8 miles to the gallon. We saved 4,600 biggins. It would have cost almost $5,700 to drive this truck this same route. 40,243 miles. The Cherokee, the last gas vehicle we owned, it got 28.2 miles to the gallon. We're approaching $3,000 in savings. $2,900, rounded off $4,000 to drive that thing 40,000 miles. A Kia Niro hybrid gas car, 46.8 is what the internet says the average is. $1,344 in savings. $2,400 total cost. That's pretty darn cheap. Let's look at the solar panels. Now, keep this in mind. Let's get a calculator, okay? 10,064 kilowatt hours we've used from home. I'm not counting this total burn. I want to know just from the house. Now, let's scroll down here. As you can see, I have a Excel file to keep up with the solar panels too. And look at all these tabs. And it goes back further. All these tabs are mostly automated, and they keep up with what our solar panels are doing. Okay, this year so far, we've been billed 1,588 kilowatt hours from the grid. So, minus 1588. Oh, 1588. Okay, that's 8476. Let's go back here and look at the history. Last year, we were charged 2,066 from the grid. That's 6410. See, this is our solar panel production. These 2 columns right here. This is what we were charged. So we used this electricity plus this electricity. This is the total kilowatt hours we used for the house. What percent came from the grid and what percent came from the sun. Okay, let's go to the previous year. We were only billed 882. Look at all these zeros. Right here is where we got the second electric car that goes about 14,000 miles a year. Minus 882. And one more year. We're not counting the whole year because we didn't get the solar panels to work until late May. I really shouldn't count June because this June covers. See, look right here. I did not count June 2022 because the billing cycle at City Light and Water started before the panels were working in May. But I'm going to count it anyway. So let me change this formula. I'm going to count just to make sure that I'm not cheating. minus 29.21. 2,600. Let me take this back before I forget. Okay. 2,607 kilowatt hours to the good if we drove gas cars. And I'm glad we don't. I'd rather drive electric cars and pay a little bit of a bill. But 8 cents a kilowatt hour average. In Arkansas, they have to buy electricity back at the rate they sell it. The electric company right now would owe us $208.56. Couple of caveats with that. One of the solar experts, one of the solar installers, told me a story last week where there's a guy somewhere else in Arkansas, don't know where, I don't remember it. He's owed something like $6,000 or $7,000 from his electric company, and they just simply refuse to pay. They're just not going to pay it. They just pretty much refuse, even though by law they have to. So I'm not sure I'd ever get the money, and plus I wouldn't worry about it. I just assume, if this were the reality, I just assume keep that balance on the sheet in case that someday I use more. Once it got to $1,000, I might would, do it, cash it in. Another caveat is that they've changed the law. We're grandfathered in, but if you do a major upgrade to your system or get a system installed now, they don't have to pay you. They don't have to pay you at the rate they charge you. They can pay you a lot less. Like I know someone in Texas that has solar panels. I don't know what his electric rates are, but I know they're more than ours. They're probably 10, 12, 14 cents a kilowatt hour. What he sells back to the electric company, they pay him back at something like 1.5 or 2 cents a kilowatt hour. Pitiful. But anyway, that's the way it is here now. So, but anywho, there we go. We wouldn't be paying an electric bill if it wasn't for driving electric cars. Let's look at our electric bill. Here's what we've paid going back. $9.14. If you don't use any electricity, they charge you $7.60. Another thing, I know someone in Paraguay that has solar panels. 25 miles up the road, they reset her good balance once a year, I think in January. She hates that. City Light and Water does not reset it. Wait until they figure that out, and they probably will start doing it. $7.60 in April. There you go. We paid $74 in January. In the winter is a double hit. Electric cars use a whole lot more energy, and solar panels produce a whole lot less energy. But I don't want to go into too many details, but it's very possible that very soon the car being driven 14,000 miles a year is suddenly going to start getting driven 4,000 and 5,000 miles a year. At that point, I don't think we'll owe an electric bill. $25 right there. 17, we're back to summer. $760. And then we bought our second EV in November 2023. Look at all these 760s. Okay. All right. So 10,000 kilowatt hours. You have a good day. Thanks for watching. I got to go back to work today. School starts today. And so I got to go back up there with the urchins. Got to leave in just a little bit. I saw one yesterday when I was going into Wings to Go, and she said, do you remember me? I said, of course I remember you. So I remember you from school. And anyway, I was afraid she was going to ask me do you remember my name? Because I didn't know who she was. I just seen her. If she would, I told my wife, I said, I was scared she was going to say, well, what's my name? I wouldn't be able to tell her, but I would have probably said, well, your name is Cutie Pie. I remember your name. Cutie Pie. Anyway, all right. You have a good day. Thanks for watching.